Hello gamers, family and friends, welcome to Encased. This is a sci-fi post-apocalyptic RPG. We got to make a character here and get started, so new game. Let's do Journey.
1971. We woke up in a different world, where the Cold War ended along with the Vietnam carnage. All because of the Dome. The Dome. A territory full of anomalous artifacts, phenomena, and organisms. We still don't know what it is. An alien city? Some kind of a testing ground or storage? Whatever it is, no living thing trapped under the Dome can escape it. Yet even this did not stop the research. The major powers created the CRONUS Corporation to develop and explore the Dome. Its secrets became a lucrative business. The Spire station was built on top of the Dome to export the artifacts and import.
Alright, this is my summary of my character. Start game. Oh goodness. That's right. Keep everything 3 and above. Transportation pod. Tip unlock. Low intelligence dialogue. I thought something was going to happen if I did that.
The thin, pale young woman is sitting at the window, leaning against the illuminator. The glass is slightly fogged with her breath. She turns to you. Her shiny badge reads, Tomoko Kimura, physiologist.
We've crossed the border. No way back now. Even traveling by the funicular wasn't so thrilling.
The white presses small hands to her blushing cheeks.
You were thinking, why have no children been born under the Dome? I've got a working hypothesis, but I'm not ready to share it yet.
She says softly, as if answering a question you didn't ask. Kimura shoots you a surprised look.
You're familiar with the details of the briefing, right? To put it simply, the Dome is a selectively permeable environment.
The white draws an invisible hemisphere in the air.
Inorganic objects may exit the Dome without difficulty, but any living creature dies if transported back to the outside world. That's why we're all stuck here for an indefinite period of time.
All right.
Kimura is eyeing the Dome's mesh glittering in the sunlight.
Supposedly, it's something to do with the atmospheric composition, but it's a weak theory. The difference of the air within the Dome is so insignificant as to fall within the margin of error. Or to put it more simply, there is no difference.
She shoots a quick glance at the silver and lowers her voice.
I heard a rumor, or a conspiracy theory, that we can leave the Dome at any time. We've simply been told we can't. If you ever decide to test this hypothesis, don't forget to leave me something in your will.
I guess we got to end up talking to all these, I guess.
A guy wearing thick spectacles thrusts out a sweaty hand.
Monty James, Silverwing.
He glances down at your badge.
Ah, it's you. I found your file extremely interesting, and your CV, wonderful. Inspiring, really. When I had the opportunity to look over the files of my future colleagues, I Couldn't resist. I don't want to sound boastful, but silver level clearance has its advantages.
Monty winks. Monty
What'd you
makes a
see in
ring
my
with his
file?
thumb and forefinger.
You were number 63,784 on the waiting list, but you were lucky enough to get into the dome after only 16 months. Besides that, zero, nada, absolutely nothing. You're a dark horse for both the Foundation and myself. How exactly did you end up in this wing?
Let's take none saying the dollars. It's your noble mission. Admit that you see as opportunity to participate in mankind's greatest experiment. We'll just give an answer to
I
some.
see. Well, if you ever decide to sew together a Frankenstein's monster from the bodies of dead oranges, be sure to let me know.
The Silver laughs at his own joke, alone. An uncomfortable silence rises between you, and Monty abruptly changes the subject. He taps the narrow illuminator panel with one finger.
Look, there's a storm rising. The lightning is strange. Green. Should lightning be green? This is my first sandstorm.
Leave. I guess we gotta find out. That guy's handcuffed.
The orange is dressed in a new jumpsuit. The shiny badge on his chest reads Quentin Bisley, laborer.
What's his
He's
deal?
side-eyeing the screen skeptically. Despite his tired, grim expression, his gaze is open and friendly. However, the general impression is unmistakable. There's something frightening about Bisley.
Ask him how he ended up in prison. Ask about the bracelets on his wrist.
The orange's face stretches into a broad smile, bearing his dentures to the world.
Like everyone, duh. In a black car, under guard. There's other guys too, the ones who go through the front door.
He nods at the black-winged woman beside him. Her nose wrinkles in displeasure, but she says nothing.
Alright. Let's just go to her.
A tall woman is watching an ad playing on the monitor, arms crossed. The polished to a shine badge on her black overalls reads Elsa Olafson, Security Service. She glances at you and offers her hand in a businesslike manner.
Greetings. Please take all necessary precautions. By that I mean, don't turn your back on him.
Elsa nods at the orange.
Let's go. What's so
I just
dangerous?
follow orders. Even if his crime was embezzlement, I have to keep him cuffed. Those are the rules.
Olafson shrugs in a sharp, mechanical way, as if racking the slide of an assault rifle.
Our friends from the administration didn't deign to inform me about this man's record. Could be I'm escorting a serial killer. It's corporate policy, you know.
She gives the Silver a vengeful look.
Okay. Okay. I guess we need to go back and use
You
this.
return to the window. A whirlwind is spinning slowly in the distance, dragging the reluctant clouds into its colossal funnel. The payload capsule shudders slightly.
We'll stay at the window until we
The
land.
outlines of the landing site, blurred by clouds of dust, appear behind the greenish glass of the porthole. The capsule shudders as the braking devices engage.
All right. Everybody out. Come on, character. I done clicked.
Come here. Come on now, or you'll miss everything.
A cheerful man in a white lab coat grabs you by the sleeve. A badge reading Ludovico Nuzzi, scientific analyst, export department, dangles loosely on his clean uniform, which still smells pungently of washing powder.
Look over there.
He points upward with a sharp, wide gesture and hands you his field binoculars.
I'm not gonna look at what he's pointing.
You raise the binoculars to your eyes.
Alright.
Under fourfold magnification, the whirling cloud above the rust-colored plains looks even stranger. Its core glows with flickering green light and flashes rhythmically, and that rhythm seems to form a complicated pattern. Nuzzi bends close to your ear.
Fascinating. Do you want me to bring some filters? If we intercept the red and blue spectrums, we'll see something amazing. It's like a signal, some kind of message.
We're gonna stop watching the storm and look at the horizon. Ask him that's precisely what you're looking at. What scientific analyst export department means.
I don't know.
Ludovico laughs unnervingly and snatches the binoculars from your hands. With the binoculars raised to his eyes, he minutely adjusts the focus.
It's a massive whirlwind north of Concord, and not merely some desert sandstorm. That's an anomaly. I hope it lasts long enough for me to make a proper observation.
Without tearing your gaze away from the binoculars, you turn around slowly, studying the dome's horizon. It's somewhat unexpected that the dome looks horribly empty. Your eyes find some construction pits dug directly in the sand, and concrete blocks laid beside them. There are almost no roads, or not sealed ones. Only one highway with yellow surface marking stretches among the sand drifts.
I guess this won't me to
The
ask that
scientist looks
question.
blankly at you, then down at his lab coat.
Ah, this? This?
He lets out a blaring laugh. Ludovico points at the building behind him.
I work in Concord Station, categorizing relics. My job is to classify them by rarity. Then the blues package them, silvers issue the documentation, and oranges move them to the cargo capsule. Just like the one you arrived in.
Nuzzi points upward.
Then the capsule takes the relics way up there, all the way to the spire, then to crystal sands by the funicular. They get auctioned off and turned into money. It's not like I endorse this, but we all like ourselves a good paycheck, right?
He offers you his binoculars once again.
Do you want to have a look at the spire? It's amazing. But then you can look at the spire anytime. Now that sandstorm, that's what's truly amazing.
Nuzzi looks from you to the capsule and to the landing terminal entrance. He flings his arms up.
Oh, mi scusi. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. You'd better get going or you'll be late for check-in. Your colleagues are already inside, and the storm is growing stronger. Yeah. The storm is growing stronger.
The white mutters in fascination, eyes glued to his binoculars, which is fixed on the spinning whirl of clouds.
Okay, let's get on in here. Let's head inside. Come on. This could get very interesting. A good story talked or read out to you, that's nice. Whatever these tests is called a dome, an alien calling the ship a gift to humanity or another world. The remnants of Atlantis, a prison for dark forces, a magical laboratory of ancient Egyptians. Personally, I think the definition doesn't matter. What we're going to do with it That's what matters. All right. All right, let's go on. What is my trade? Let's see what's going on. How cherry flavored soda, drinks and stuff. Let's just walk away. Where did everybody go? General, location, combat, dialogue. I guess we just all it. I'm supposed to talk with him? Young Blue is closely studying the communication schematic in his CRONUS. A bundle of wires is hanging from the open fuse box nearby. He smells strongly of cheap cigarettes. His shiny badge says Tuyen. And he communicates. Engineer.
Hello there.
He looks away from the screen, offering you a hand. Hello, can I help you? That's what he's doing. Says, all right. I'm trying to calculate the optimal route of telecommunication cables. These cables connect the entire dome. Here at Concord, they are a hub and run up to the spire. This cable is the only thing connecting the dome to civilization. And if it happens to break, therefore my mission is to ensure a stable connection and ensure secure line, which is impossible without proper documentation. The way they're doing it here is a shame. A person could do time from that back where I'm from. Say that you don't see the point in this complaint. CRONUS has a system indeed. That's what about the shame in his opinion. That's the opinion of Concord. Say you've learned everything you wanted to know and won't be bothering him anymore. You don't understand. It doesn't take much brains to stuff thousands of wires under the dome, but if something happens, if the spire, for example, is destroyed, the dome will be isolated from the world for months. This is frugally people will have no pay for. That's why the capitalist countries should not be trusted to explore something like the dome. About Concord. The idea itself is impressive, but the execution suffers some failures. It's obvious that the capitalist system is obsolete and cannot support such grand-scale projects. There you go, that's what I figured it was getting to.
I hope to see you
Leave.
again soon.
All right, let's see here. I want to shrink this up a little bit. There we go.
Hello, come up to the desk, please. I'll register you.
All right.
A tall receptionist watches you from behind his desk with a bored, haughty look. He waves impatiently at you to approach. The employee glances at you indifferently. His upper lip is ever so slightly curled in contempt.
All new employees must register first thing. Come up to the desk, please.
The nameplate on the desk tells you you're talking with Dean Rayhet, administrator. The administrator slaps himself on the forehead.
Ah, I almost forgot the regulation pre-registration greeting. Just a second.
Rayhet produces a reel-to-reel tape recorder from beneath the desk, rewinds the tape to the beginning, and presses play. The speakers explode with a harsh, crackling sound, over which the tick-tick of a metronome slowly grows louder. Solemn music begins to play, and the administrator's face takes on a serious expression.
Dear employee, on behalf of the CRONUS Foundation, I, Administrator Dean Rayhet, welcome you to your new life under the dome.
The administrator clears his throat and continues.
By joining our company, you choose the path of science and progress. You are among mankind's best, and we ask that you live up to this.
Dean squints down at the monitor.
Deserve this title. Do your job honestly. Obey the law. Respect your colleagues and...
The music fades, and the administrator finishes his speech.
And together we will build the best possible future for all mankind.
Dean puts the tape recorder away.
Now that we're done with the official greeting, I'll register you and upgrade your Selectron. Okay?
Say you're ready to begin the registration. Look around, ask them what you should do after registration. That sounds like a winner.
Dean frowns, irritated.
I'll explain everything once I've got you registered.
Dean
All right.
stabs impatiently at the terminal keyboard.
Name and age, please.
Dean's hands hover over the keyboard. He gives you a nod.
Pass him a note which was written out. Your information in advance. Enter your data into the terminal on your own.
You spell out your first and last names and specify your wing, profession, and test results. The administrator's fingers fly across the keyboard as he enters your information into the CRONUS database. Rayhet scans the computer screen.
So your position in the waiting list was 63,784. You've been assigned to Magellan Station. A special bus will bring you there after a series of briefings. Please pass me your Selectron so I can update the firmware.
Dean snaps the docking port of your pass to a recess in the casing of his computer. The administrator returns your Selectron.
CRONUS was founded as a society of scientists and military professionals. White wingers have special privileges at most of the original locations built in 71 and 72. And there are still purely white zones in Magellan too. Limited access laboratories, operating rooms, the morgue, warehouses, some parts of the reactor. I think you'll like it.
Dean
All right.
continues.
All new employees have a short list of tasks to perform on arrival. Do you want to hear all the details or just the short version?
I'm satisfied.
Rayhet
Sure.
snorts.
To make it short, get your uniform from storage, your weapons from the armory, pass the Psi abilities test, and complete your weapons training at the training zone. Then learn how to use the scanner, avoid anomalies, and properly catalog anything you observe. Last, go to the waiting room and wait for the bus to Magellan.
Dean sits
right.
back in his armchair.
That's it. I hope there aren't any questions.
Ask him to repeat the task. That would pee him off, wouldn't it? And that you have no
Rayhet
questions.
claps his hands in satisfaction.
Great.
He reaches for the tape recorder, but thinks better of it.
Protocol calls for a little welcoming preamble, but dash it all, that's nonsense. Welcome to Concord Station.
As he's about to turn away, Dean suddenly remembers something.
Oh yes, I sent your mail to your Kairos. Check your new messages. Well, that's all, I think.
Right. We get to go through doors and such. Those are locked. Okay.
CRONUS
let's see.
Corporation reminds you. Please use a public terminal to access your account. Thank you.
Let's see. Oh, this is the John. Dryer. Why would I want to come in here? We need to go over there. Okay. What is all this around here? Wow, a lot of places to go, things to do.
Behind the storage counter, you see a small, neat guy. His gingery hair shines with something like brilliantine. His badge says, Sidney Maynard, storekeeper. The silver perks up at your approach. A thick logbook appears at once from under the counter. Sidney puts on thick glasses that seem to age him 5 decades in an instant and studies the lined pages. The silver finally stops and pins down a particular page with his finger.
This is your first uniform requisition, right? You can also purchase any equipment you need for the desert directly from me.
Ask him to issue your equipment.
Maynard adjusts his glasses in a businesslike manner.
Before I give you the uniform, please listen to these short instructions.
Sidney fiddles with his hairstyle.
So, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Life under the dome can be dangerous. You may get shot, spill acid on yourself, get electrocuted, or suffer the effects of a dangerous anomaly. You may also freeze to death or get fried. That's why it's important to wear protective equipment when traveling outdoors. Of course, in hazardous situations, the equipment will get damaged, and the more it's damaged, the more often one has to repair it.
The silver steps back from his counter to indicate the repair kit boxes piled in the back of the warehouse. He points back at the shelves behind him.
We've got repair kits for this gear. There are Blue Wing specialists ready to help you at any large base, of course, but they're not always available. So, you'd better learn how to use repair kits and workbenches on your own. It's a useful skill.
Sidney rests the logbook on the desk.
That's all the instructions. Now, I'm going to issue your uniform.
The silver disappears into the back for a while and returns with a small package. Unfolding the package, Maynard shows you a brand spanking new uniform. Sidney proudly shakes out a bright white jacket. It more resembles a thick mantle than a lab coat.
Look, this is the most advanced clothing under the dome. It protects from acid, aggressive fauna, and radiation. Not very effectively, though. Don't expect miracles.
He raises a finger.
One more important thing. In accordance with Order 16-225, helmets and gloves are not issued, but they're available for purchase from me. Please bear in mind that a full set includes headgear or a mask, jacket, trousers, gloves, and boots.
Sidney hands you the package.
Here's your uniform.
All right.
Enjoy.
Okay. Let's see what he's
Sidney
got for sale
adjusts his
right quick.
glasses.
Sure, I'll show you what we've got. You know, we're pretty well stocked here in Concord. Take a look.
Sidney scribbles something in his logbook.
Please come back anytime if you need something.
Okay. These are mine, right? Overview, I'm just clicking on to see what's what. There isn't much in the way of quality footwear under the dome, so the conquistadors are very popular. Made it edition of genuine leather. Alright. Okie doke. Let's leave. We got our stuff. Search the container. What we got here? Personal teleporter? I'll take that. And a fixer. This gel containing smart nanoparticles is something like liquid duct tape and is able to penetrate structural damage and restore the integrity of complex machines such as robots and turrets. Okay. Transfer all. Okay. Anything else? Oh, more stuff to look at, huh? We gotta have regular duct tape, you know?
Attention, attention. Please handle relics carefully. In case of damage,
We are CRONUS.
So I got to go through here. Wow. Alright, well, we put enough time in the beginning part of this. We'll get into some more saucy stuff a little bit later. But for right now, please subscribe, like, and share if you would. And I appreciate you. Bless you. And we'll talk later. And goodbye.